Welcome to Smart Remarks, where you've got the right to work for less. So I see where we've completed yet another lap in the race to the bottom. Michigan Governor Rick Snyder this past week signed a right-to-work law, which means that people who work in a workplace that's unionized don't have to pay dues or other fees to support the union. It sounds like such a minor thing, but it's led to huge demonstrations outside Michigan's capital, where Democrats and union members have vowed political revenge upon the Republicans who rammed this through, vowing to take revenge at the ballot box. And that may happen or may not happen, but I have a question about all this. My question is, what's the point of this legislation? The Republicans who rammed it through the legislature in Michigan say it's all about freedom, rights, see, the right to work. We're protecting your rights. One state legislator, a Republican who said she has union members in her family, and I bet she's not invited to too many more Thanksgiving dinners, said, quote, "This is the day when Michigan freed its workers." And I thought, how beautiful, I'm tearing up. Or maybe I'm just getting a sty. No, this is about sticking it to unions, because there are a lot of real problems with unions, but from the perspective of an average conservative, the biggest problem with unions is unions support the Democrats. Unions act as a counterweight to all the money spent by corporations and their super PACs on GOP candidates. And so part of the idea here is to limit the amount of money that unions take in, which limits the amount of money that they can spend, which weakens the union and ultimately weakens the politicians and political party that unions tend to support. But is it all about politics? Why is it that outfits like Americans for Prosperity, the AstroTurf organization funded in large part by the Koch brothers, was so involved in the Michigan fight? Are the Kochs merely interested in the politics of the deal? Well, maybe that's part of it. But maybe they're also interested in their long-term profitability that may come out of this deal. Because right-to-work laws are supposed to boost economic growth. It's going to bring jobs to Michigan! And, maybe it will, because employers are always looking to lower their labor costs. And in a right-to-work state, in a state where unions have been emasculated, organizations can pay workers less. The Economic Policy Institute, among many others, has done research showing that right-to-work laws lead to lower wages and fewer benefits in states that have those laws. EPI estimated a 3% decrease in wages for all workers, and also decrease in retirement benefits and health coverage as a result of right-to-work laws. Some conservative media outlets are trying to say, no, this isn't true. Right-to-work laws actually lead to an increase in wages. But that makes no sense whatsoever. Are the Koch brothers ultimately looking to pay their employees more, or do they want to pay them less? Are you going to move to a right-to-work state so you can pay the people there more? Or are you going to do it so ultimately you can pay them less? Now, you might make an argument that a place like Michigan can't be too picky. It needs jobs, period, because the only other alternative is the dole. And so if right to work is a way to lure job creators, then in the aggregate, it's worth it. That's an interesting argument, but it just shows how far we've fallen, because right to work laws are yet another straw breaking the back of the middle class. Wages stagnating or falling, this is going to pick up the speed, but you'll be happy about that. You'll be happy to have a job, any job, and pretty soon as a society, we're at the point of Oliver Twist in the novel of the same name, where we ask for more gruel, and it's us who are being outrageous. Right to work may not stand the test of time in Michigan, but I tell you what, if it does, I don't see how the middle class does.